morning, America and the rest of the world. Xander J. Hobson here, stand-up comedian and entertainer, director and producer of boxing documentaries, and internet troll. To those who need internet trolling, this here is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Artist Movement. Folks, I'm trying to grow this platform, so please subscribe, like this video, share it, and by all means leave a comment in the comment section, because I enjoy checking out the feedback from these videos that I make, as well as exchanging opinions and points of views with you all. Now, folks, listen, please. I can't stress enough. There's a strong possibility that I might have a shadow ban on my channel. So do me a solid. Like this video and share it. Stop treating the like and the share button as if it's a X that you don't want to give alimony to. Treat the like and the share button like somebody that you want to get next to. Hit it if you catch my drift. Hey man, listen, that's all it takes is a second to help a brother out. I'm not asking for no goddamn money from you. I'm not asking you to let me come stay at your house. I'm asking you to hit the like and the share button. So anyway, right? Shout out to the Passport Bros. Okay? Shout out to these brothers. Now, when I initially started hearing about the Passport Bros, man, I was looking for something mean to say to them, because I'm a troll. I look for things or bad. I just like to be disagreeable. And when I first heard about the Passport Bros, I just wanted to troll these guys. However, right, I was talking to one of those guys on Obsidian Momia's platform the other day. Young man, he was maybe about 23. And when I first started listening to this guy, right, I went in there with the sheer aspirations of being a detractor to what this young man was doing and saying and talking about. But I tell you what swayed me over to his side, right? Here's a young guy. He's traveling the world. Now, even though his specific goal is to travel the world for sex, I can appreciate the fact that this young man stepped outside the box of his little small community and started taking his show on the road. And I could appreciate that. I'm listening to the young man. He's traveling to different countries. He's even learning different languages. And you know what? If that is a side effect of this young man traveling the world specifically for sex, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm a young guy. I left home at 18 years of age. 11/25/1986. The day before Thanksgiving. I became a U.S. Marine at that time. And I stepped outside of the box, and I left a lot of people back on the block. And nowadays, when I see these people, some of them are doing well, some of them aren't doing well. But I'm willing to venture that a lot of these people aren't as worldly as me. And for this young man to take the initiative to travel the world, even if his primary motive is for sex, I just think that's a cool thing. Too many people, they get caught up in this little small box and they never step outside the box. And again, I didn't really come on Obsidian's platform to commend this young man, but I'm a half full type of guy when I look at a glass. And as I was sitting there listening to this young man, it wasn't so much his conversation about the girls that swayed me to his side. I honestly was able to appreciate the fact that this young man was traveling the world. And not only was he traveling the world, he was meeting other black men while he was traveling the world. And let me tell you guys a secret from what I learned from experience. Black people, they get along the most when they're out moving about the world and they bump into another black person. Because once you step outside that hood, right, and you go to other countries, a lot of times you might be the only black in a crowd of people. Because if you were in mostly an Asian or a European country or a Hispanic country, man, you ain't gonna see a lot of us. You'll see those of us who are natives. But if you go to somewhere like Europe, you're gonna see a small amount of black people. And the fact that this young brother was out here moving around the world, learning different languages, learning different cultures, but fellowshipping with other black men whom he met, who were pretty much out for the same reasons that he was out there for, I thought it to be a really cool thing. Again, experience is the best teacher. And believe it or not, if you're asking me, matter of fact, I can speak authoritatively on this one. Sometimes when you deal with loose women, it actually gives you more patience for women who aren't loose women. Because, again, this young man is out relieving himself of sexual tension. He's not sitting around here in America getting into one failed relationship after another, because the women in America have a different set of values than the women that this young man has been interacting with. Once upon a time, men would introduce their children or their young male sons to prostitutes and loose women. And they would set up a situation where the son would have a sexual experience with a loose woman. And the reason why they done this was because they wanted the son to know the difference between the type of woman you have fun with and the type of woman you marry. Huge difference in the two. And I've been on these YouTube airways for a minute, and often enough I found myself frustrated with guys who was complaining owing to buyer's regret. Translation: you got into a relationship with a woman that you seen all the red flags: children, deceit, disrespect. But since she sucked and fucked you so well and she was so pretty, you chose to ignore all the red flags, and now here you are on YouTube complaining and bitching about a bad decision that you made. Well, this young fella who was on Obsidian's platform, young men like him, they're going to learn the difference between the kind of women that one has fun with and the kind of women one marries or enters into a committed relationship with. So, this is what I was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? In my lifetime, I've had some experiences, I've had some experiences. And when it comes to the opposite sex, right, man, they say that the best things in life are free. And the best things in life, part of that is the opposite sex. But if the best things in life are free, where's all the free pussy at? Man, let me tell you something. I was sitting in a bar talking to a chick, right? And just for shits and giggles, I said to her, I said, sweetheart, would you sleep with a man for $50,000? She said, your place or mine? I said, hold on, babe. Let me just finish off my drink. So I finished up my beer, and I turned to the sister. I said, hey, babe, listen. Would you sleep with a man for $25? She said, what the hell do you think I am? I said, babe, we both know what you are. We're just trying to agree on a price. On another occasion, when I was a young Marine, man, I walked up on this chick, man, she was hot. And at some point, she told me she was a prostitute. But as we talked a little longer, she also pointed out that she was celibate. I said, whoa, wait a minute, sweetie. How are you out here earning money as a prostitute when you're celibate? She says, I celibate here, I celibate there, I celibate wherever I go. See, I guess she knew that one day I would be a comedian and I could use this experience to share with other people. But my final experience is this, guys. Let me tell you something, man. Women are expensive, man. Very expensive. And let me tell you how expensive they are. I remember a couple of years ago, right? I was at the Earl Spence Sean Porter fight, and afterwards, I was back in my hotel room, and I wanted some feminine companionship. And I called down to the bellhop, who let me know that he could hook me up with chicks. And this beautiful chick came up there, man. Oh, she was gorgeous. And because I'm of a prudent and frugal nature, cheap, to those of you who don't know what the words mean, I had to ask the young lady. I said, sweetie, hold on. Before we get started, I want to check the prices. And I'm just curious, how much do you charge to talk dirty to a man? She says, look out the window. I looked out the window. She said, do you see that little small gas station not too far here from the hotel? I said, I see it. She said, well, all the money that I got from talking dirty to men, I bought that little gas station. I said, wow. I said, okay, well, how much would you charge for a blowjob? She said, look out that window. I looked out the window. She said, do you see that Walmart not too far from the gas station that I own? I said, I see it. She said, well, all the money I got from blowjobs, I bought that Walmart. Well, at this point, I just reflexively said, damn, babe, I'm afraid to ask you how much you want for some pussy. She said, do you know the airport that you flew into? I said, wow, you're telling me that you bought an airport with all the money you got from selling pussy? She said, nah, but if I had a pussy, I would own that airport. So, with that said, folks, shout out to the passport bros. Hey man, you guys be safe out there, man, and make sure you stay sharp, because while you're traveling around these different countries, always keep in mind you are a black man, and these motherfuckers will do you dirty if you're not careful. So with that said, I'm done with it. BAM.